Hi, everyone. Welcome. I hope you all had a great Saturday, or Saturday is still unfolding. The evening is probably going to be better than I hope, than daytime. In any event, welcome, and I hope we learned something this evening. I'm hoping. In any event, the first thing, I have to mention my little spiel first. Sorry about that. If anyone would like to have a reading with me, please, I have a link below the video. You can go to my website for an appointment, or you can send me an email at psychicmilu@aol.com, or to my website, psychicmilu.com, or you can text me from the number that I usually post on the chat. In any event, welcome everyone. And I wanted to say, the past few weeks, I have been feeling that the Democratic leadership can no longer behave or look at the situation that the country is in right now and respond the way they normally do, because we have someone with no boundaries and he will do anything to remain where he is, Trump that is, because he's expecting he will do things so outrageous we won't know how to respond, or the Democratic leadership won't know how to respond. I feel they are beginning to change their minds. I'm talking about Leader Pelosi, Nadler, Schiff, Cummings, and the others. I'm not going to sit here and name them all. And I won't remember them all anyway. What I feel like saying is, intuitively, when I look at the situation, they are beginning to admit to themselves impeachment is a reality, and I wish they would stop saying that's what Trump is looking for. That is not true. Intuitively, when I look at the situation, Trump does not want to be impeached. Trump does not want his dirty laundry to be aired in public. He does not want his kids to be the target of any investigations, and I feel that's going to change in the near future. I know Don Jr. has borrowed. It's a family thing, I guess. Delay, obfuscate, and hope you can get away with it. I feel he's making a big mistake. And some of the things that they got away with, his father, now him, and I'm sure other members of the family, lying to people, cheat, and they think they're going to be able to get away with it. I don't think so anymore. I feel Don Jr., I heard McConnell said that there's nothing for him to worry about. I don't think that's true, although McConnell is pulling strings in the background. I don't feel he's going to succeed, because there are a number of people, they're not Trump's sycophants, maybe in front of him, or they won't go out and talk, but behind the scenes, there are a lot of people who are upset about things that are going on. So I have made my prediction before Don Jr. was going to be in major legal problems. Now it's looking more and more obvious. And Ivanka too. is going to get wet because the Democratic leadership is looking at things right now, or they are forced to look at things in a different way. And I hope they impeach Trump. But I have a suggestion. I know they can't hear me. My soapbox is not tall enough to enable more people to hear me. But what I feel like saying is, intuitively when I touch with this, Americans are waiting for a leader to wake them up from whatever sleepy it feels like we are sleeping and we have to wake up, and we are waiting for a leader to just grab the mantle and show us the way. And I feel it can be anyone else. I am not sensing a feeling of someone who's going to direct the movement, but I feel like saying one of those presidential candidates maybe should think about either Sanders or Mayor Pete. One of them, instead of running for president, decide to grab the mantle, start a movement, be the leader of a peaceful march and everything that involved peaceful, in a peaceful way to get Trump out of office. I feel that's one thing that's going to have to be done. Thank you, Pam. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. But I feel at this point that is very much needed. And if someone was to grab the mantle, yes, a lot of people would follow. And don't give up until the Republican leadership backs off and force Trump out of office. I feel that's one thing among the airing of Trump's dirty laundries, because that's, if we notice, he's doing everything he can to prevent his taxes from coming out and other documents that has to do with finances and his past money laundering activities. Basically, that's what Trump is hiding. Cheating in his taxes and where he gets his money. That's what it feels like to me. So, among those things, we the people need to be involved. Yes, Trump fanatics, supporters would come out as well, but I don't feel they are a threat. There would be counter protesters, yeah, that's to be expected. But I don't feel the number is going to be that high. Not as high if someone was to grab the mantle and start going. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard me call before saying that it's time for the Democratic leadership to grab the mantle. I mean, to start impeachment proceeding no matter what. Stop thinking and worrying about whether they are going to be reelected, because at this point in our history, what's happening is bigger than us and our little careers. And the reason why I'm saying that, I'm reminding everyone that I've said that for the past few weeks, is because there's a professor, I don't remember his first name. I saw him on TV last night. His name is Lichman. I believe he's the one who predicted that Trump would win. And from what I understand, he's made a number of predictions in the past that came true. And he said Nancy Pelosi or the Democrats need to impeach Trump. So that made me feel good. And it resonated with me that even if the Senate does not convict and remove Trump, it doesn't matter. I don't think it's going to get to that point, to be honest. Because once they start dragging his dirty laundry for everyone to see, Ivanka is not going to be able to handle it. Kushner is not going to be able to handle it. Don Jr. is going to have his own legal issues. And Eric as well, he's not going to be able to handle those situations because it's going to be very embarrassing. And Trump is not going to be getting it from one side. New York State is going to start causing him agita as well. So that's what I wanted to, that's one thing I wanted to mention today. I feel the most important thing that's missing right now is someone, and for some reason intuitively I feel it would be great if it was one of the Democratic presidential candidates to just said, okay, I would like to be president, but grab the mantle and do something like that. Lead the people peacefully to remove Trump from where he is, because the past 2 weeks, everything is falling apart around Trump, and he doesn't know what to do. Iran, I mean, everything is his fault. Big ego. He pulled out of the agreement we had with Iran and other countries, and if he thinks the mullahs are going to back down, even the Iranians, they're not going to back down. They're not going to give him a call, because yesterday I heard a clip where he said he's hoping the Iranian leadership will call him. I hope he doesn't hold his breath. It's not going to happen. And also, there is such a thing as asymmetrical warfare, where they don't fight wars the normal way that we think of fighting a war, troops and everything like that. They do other things, and they can cause a lot of damage. So, and I don't mean, it feels like to me that's one of the thinkings. They can cause a lot of trouble for Trump. North Korea, we all know what's going on, and I've said it a long time ago, that was a lost cause. Trump could not win that because Kim Jong-un doesn't care about Trump. Friendship or not, that won't work. And his master, Putin, has no respect for him. That I'm not going to dwell on that because we've mentioned that a number of times before. I feel like saying the reason why Trump is doing these things is like a caged animal. And people are saying, all the journalists, he's out of control, he's doing this, he's doing that. No, as if there is a plan behind all this. No. Trump is terrified behind the scenes. He's throwing everything at the wall to see what will stick. Basically, that's what he's doing. And he's going to continue to do outrageous things, hoping those things can shock us or scare us or something like that. I don't think it's going to work. And I feel Nancy is changing her mind, as I've mentioned earlier. Uh, and the leadership of the Democratic Party are getting pretty, they've resigned themselves and to meeting Trump head to head, which is what I've been hoping for a while. And yes, his taxes will come out. It's a matter of time. And the notion that he's going to fight everything, good luck with that. He's going to lose. And one thing, right now he's fighting everything. What I feel, once he suffers a couple of setbacks, let's say, for example, Congress gets his taxes, you're going to see a change in his behavior. He's going to start backing off. Yes, I know. The Freedom Caucus, whatever they call themselves, are still going to try to prop him up, keep him motivated to stay in power, don't go anywhere. These people are no longer going to be able to convince him. And once he suffers a couple of setbacks, he's going to change his mind, because at heart he's a coward. And a lot of people think he's going to start wars. An accident can happen. Somebody overreacts. But to me, the probability of us getting into a shooting war with anybody is less. He's trying to, our military is competent. Our president is an idiot, but the military has some very highly competent people. They know what they're doing. Yes, they are getting directions from him, but I don't feel they're going to execute the dumb commands that he may give them. Us getting into a fight with Iran, I think, is very small, because Iran is not going to give Trump what Trump wants. And what Trump wants, he's not going to get anyway, regardless whether he gets into a fight with any country. The American people uniting behind him. In fact, it may trigger, if Trump was to start something like that, people taking to the streets. So it's going to have the opposite reaction that he would hope. That's intuitively, that's what I feel when I touch with him thinking about starting a war with anyone. The other thing I wanted to mention is Giuliani thinking that that was so dumb. He was going to scare. Basically, what Giuliani was trying to do was, he thought he could trip up Biden. That's not going to happen. Biden, when I look at Biden, I'm sorry, I started talking about Giuliani. I didn't say why. Giuliani's comment that he was going to go to, I forget the name of the country. Sorry about that. Let me see if I had it written down. In any event, I'm sure everyone heard of the trip. I can't remember the name of the country right now, but it's near Russia. He thought he could trip Biden. I don't feel that Biden is not afraid at all, because it feels like to me Biden knows his son did not do anything wrong. And also the way things blew in Giuliani's face, that's why he backed off. What he said on TV He was going to walk Ukraine. Thank you very much. Giuliani's trip to Ukraine, he decided he changed his mind. It's because it blew up on his face, and he's afraid that he may find himself in legal jeopardy. That's why he didn't go, or whatever he wanted to do, he's backing off, because a lot of people right now that are doing things that we think they won't have any consequences, it may be delayed, but I don't feel any of those people, if they have done anything illegal while Trump is in office, I don't feel they're going to get away with it, because the counterintelligence investigation is not complete. And I feel there are a lot more people who are going to be ensnared in that situation. So, and I mentioned that a long time ago, that Giuliani will have some legal issues. That was months ago. I still feel there's a strong possibility of that, and it's going to have to do with his comportment and the way he goes about defending Trump. Some of the stuff that he's doing in the background we're not aware of. And also, Nancy Pelosi and the leadership, Democratic leadership, are doing things in the background as well that we are not aware of. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. I'm sure we all know that, but I'm just repeating since I'm getting it. Okay. Because they're beginning to change their minds, and they are beginning to realize they are going to have to take action. And I hope they do soon. I hope they watch my videos, or somebody watch my videos to tell them, yes, take Trump on and don't look back. They will win. Okay. I will answer questions now. We have 10 minutes left. Okay. I'm trying to Shikat Nita. Shisak Nita. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing your name. Says it is encouraging to hear you say that the house of cards may take a while to collapse, but that it will. I've always said that. In fact, I thought that this house of cards would have collapsed already. I feel the only reason why it's still standing is because of the Freedom Caucus. They keep propping Trump and saying to him, things are going to be okay, things are going to work out, we're going to protect you. That's why Trump is still there. I am not making excuses for myself, but I'm going to be honest, I did not see. It is shocking to me that someone like Trump, if it was someone else, someone different, in Trump's position and they were helping him and protecting him, I would say, okay, well, the guy at least stands for something and has certain ethics and stuff like that, okay. But Trump does not care about anyone or anything except himself. For these people to go, knowing basically the guy betrayed the country to be where he is at, and for them to be supporting him, and they close their eyes on all these things, it's party first, country second. I would have never, even if someone told me, I would have said, no, that's not true. Americans will not do that. So, but that's the Freedom Caucus and a few people, few senators behind the scenes. They spend a lot of time talking to Trump, and it was in the news. So that's why he's still around. Otherwise, he would have been gone. And let me tell you, the minute a few senators starts to peel away from him, you will see changes, even if it's not a majority. Okay. Look for another question. Roach says, was Trump going after Biden's son that passed? I don't think so. I feel it's the other one. I believe Biden has two sons. I believe. But one of them was the chairman of the board of was on the board of a company in Ukraine. That's what this whole thing is about. But from what I understand, it's all about nothing. But basically, what they are trying to see if they can trip Biden. I don't think that's going to happen. So, okay. Oh, I have to read this. Letitia says she heard that the Freedom Caucus are trying. I really knew the neo-Nazi from Violeta. It seems like Violeta said that they want to destroy the old America and make their new laws. Yeah. Uh, well, of course, because if we remember what Bannon said, they want to destroy the state, okay, and put their own uh, form of government on. Yes, the Freedom Caucus absolutely agree with that. Otherwise, they would not be, talk to Trump and keep him and convince him in the background not to resign, to stay in the position. Basically, that's what they're doing. They agree with it. Somebody said, Linda said, American blood spilled on foreign soil and to pray for to prevent it. Absolutely, we are all praying. Yes, Linda is right, but let's keep our fingers crossed. Well, our blood is being spilled every day, unfortunately. We are in Afghanistan and all over the world. Uh, so I agree with Linda, absolutely. Okay, let me go down now and see. Carol says she hopes we are not caught off guard by this Freedom Caucus. I don't think we're going to get caught off guard. Basically, what I feel is, and and in fact, a lady just called me a chauvinist on here because I said Nancy Pelosi have to really go after Trump and to listen, or I don't remember exactly how I put it, to people like Hakeem Jeffries, and these people, because I feel these people are going head on with Trump, and Schiff as well. He has a different style. They all have their own ways of standing up to Trump. So, and in any event, no, we're not going to get caught off guard. And I feel those people, once they start impeaching Trump's impeachment, yeah. And I feel we're going to win if we impeach him. I mean, some of the stuff prediction people are making that will cause him to be reelected, I don't think so. I never felt, let me put it this way. I didn't see impeachment. I felt what's going to get Trump out of office is embarrassing him. I know a lot of people don't feel he gets embarrassed. Yes, he does. Otherwise, he would not care about showing his taxes and everything else is hiding behind those curtains. So, yes, there are things that, well, what those things are going to show is that he's not who he says he is. This is all a facade and full of baloney. So he doesn't want that to come out. He's terrified. And that's why he's doing all these things, thinking that the Democrats will back off. In fact, his behavior has stiffened the backs of the Democratic leadership. It made it worse, and I applaud them. It's time they start moving on him. Somebody asked me, Dina asked me, will Donald Trump be around July 4th? I know why you asked the question. I heard he's doing something around himself, like one of his rallies. Unfortunately, he may be around, but I am going to repeat what I have always said because I don't have a little something that says 4th of July on my frame of reference. But I have always said, like somebody said it and it resonates, this house of cards can collapse at any point. The sooner the Democratic leadership decide to impeach Trump, the sooner he will run. That's how I feel. That's why before I never really saw impeachment. I always saw that, I mean, it can be impeachment, but in my frame of reference, what I was getting is releasing of have people testifying in public, humiliate him, he can't take it. He will run. Okay. So there is a very good chance he may be around, unfortunately. Mueller will testify. I don't know exactly when, but Mueller will testify. McGahn will testify, and everyone else. They can delay. Trump can try to delay all he wants. I don't feel it's going to work. And did we hear what a judge did last week? Instead of having 3 hearings or a number of hearings, I shouldn't say 3, instead of having a number of hearings in his court, in the courthouse, well, instead of him presiding over a number of hearings, he put everything for one day. I believe it's going to be, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday. He's going to make a decision instead of dragging things out the way the courts usually do that. And Trump was counting on that. So that's not going to work. And I did mention that before. That was a mistake Trump was making. I still do. When I heard that the judge did this, it validated what I've been feeling. Okay. Eldred is asking, will James Jordan land in prison? I am not seeing that, but I feel he's going to have legal issues. You know, these people, well, he has, as I'm talking about that, I was just shown that situation he has going back about that university he used to work for. But even that, I don't see, he's going to have some legal issues if he's not having them now. But I'm not seeing him going to jail. But don't worry, all these people, they are going to pay. And like I said, once Trump is removed, all these people are going to be exposed for who they are and what they are, and they will lose their positions and be vulnerable. What are they going to do after that? So let's remember that. Jail may be better than what I feel some of them are going to face. So oh, okay. Yes. I thank you, Karen. Yes, Biden has 2 sons. Bo, the one that crossed, Hunter is still alive. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name because, well, I never really thought of his kids. So, and I didn't. Bo, I do remember because he passed, and the way he passed, I remember his name. But I did not, for some reason, Hunter never really. I never remembered that name. Okay. Copy's mom says Trump is going after Hunter Biden. Yeah, he can go copy's mom. You know, one more thing I want to say. Trump thinks that he's going to pull a page of the same old notebook he used before to run again. You know, if he goes against Biden, if he survives that long, and he debates Biden, I can predict for everyone right now, it's going to be a disaster for Trump. Okay? And you think it's going to be a disaster for Trump? If it is Kamala Harris who's on the ticket. Klobuchar can do that as well, but for some reason I feel Kamala Harris has a killer instinct. You know what? While I'm saying this, Warren, if she was to be nominated, she can run circles around Trump as well. But one thing I don't think I've ever mentioned, if Kamala is on the ticket and she debates Pence, oh my God, it's gonna be as bad as, because there is, if we watch when she takes part in those hearings, there's that killer instinct that those, and then the way she interact with people, yeah, I can't wait for that. Warren can do the can run circles around Trump as well, but for some reason, I unfortunately I don't feel she's going to make it. Unfortunately, she, you know, she, her too, and if she was to be vice president, because that woman can think on her feet. Yes, very bright. Okay. Carol Patterson says Trump won't show at the debates if Biden is challenging him. I think he will do one and then run away. Family says Biden in Harris ticket. That's very possible. But wait and see, because Warren has put out some amazing policies. I mean, you know, she's, you know, that's, spiritually speaking, that's how things work. I mean, look at all the energy she's pouring into this. And if the universe is not with you, well, it is so unfortunate if the time is not right for you, regardless of how good you are and what you do, you may not break through. Because I was reading before I came on, okay, how well I believe they're saying Biden is doing in Florida, as opposed to the other Democrats. Okay, now I feel Warren should be doing as well or better, because I believe that woman has put out at least 4 or 5 different policy papers. Oh my God. Purple Rain says, can Pence talk? Seems like he's mute. Well, either Kamala or Harris, or, I'm sorry, Kamala or Klobuchar or Warren, whichever decides is, you know, either number 1 or number 2, or is number 2, yeah, he better find his tongue, because these women, and I feel there's going to be a woman number 2, whoever is picked, yeah, this is going to be, I mean, it's going to be a show. So, and you know something? I wouldn't mind watching Trump being used as a map in one of those debates. It would be very nice to see. I'm hoping he leaves as soon as possible, but maybe, I guess that's one thing that makes me feel better, because either by anybody in the Democratic Party, in the Democratic field, really, when I look at it, they can, they will wipe the floor with Trump, because he knows nothing. The only thing he knows how to do is call people names. So, and I can see right now how they are going to take him on. He doesn't know the facts. He's not very bright. He just talk without thinking. And you can see these people taking him apart. It would be so nice but I don't want him to last that long. But in the back of my mind, I keep picturing how they would embarrass him on TV. So anyway, okay. Tracy says she's in the minority. She doesn't want Biden. Tracy, like, I understand how you feel, but one thing we're going to have to do, we're going to have to focus. We want one person out of office, regardless of who, if it's Mayor Pete, Elizabeth Warren, Biden, Kamala Harris, whomever. We have one goal, and that is we want this crazy guy, ignorant family out of the White House. I ran out of time. I'm on overtime now. But please, people, I understand and a lot of Democrats stayed at home. They did not vote in 2016, and look at what happened. We cannot afford that this time. So we have to focus. Regardless, let's hope for the best, or someone. I feel they all qualified in the Democratic side. Okay, we go and vote for them. We're not going to sit on our hands and stay home because it's this person or that person. We don't like that one. Please, whomever, we got to focus. Okay. I've been meaning to say that, by the way. We have to focus. All right. Thank you, Roach. I appreciate it. Okay, everyone. My time is up. I will do my 15-minute short readings if anything important happens. But I feel what I wanted to say today is I wish somebody in the Democratic field would stop running for president, whoever decides, and grab the mantle, wake America up, and start to peaceful protest all over the country until Trump leaves office. I wish somebody would do this. Today, that's what basically was my message for today. I don't think I'm going to be right, but I'm hoping. Okay, everyone, and those in the chat and at home, please, thank you very much for spending the half hour with me or so, 41 minutes. I appreciate you and all those who recent subscribers, and the rest of you, I thank you for your support. I'm seeing a lot of movement, and my subscription numbers. I hope you continue to support me. If I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you Monday evening at 8 o'clock. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Have a great weekend. Be well. Bye.